Good evening. This is Doc for the ReadySetCrypto OMNIA trade of the day for Monday, the 5th of October. Once more, Bitcoin continues to vector into the apex of this consolidation triangle. You can see that the series of lower highs are continuing to extend. Each one of these is a lower high. However, the good news here is that we have also higher lows to go along with this. And this is even going out into the 5-hour chart. We're starting to see this thing really extend even into smaller time frames. The further out that we go towards the apex of this triangle, the more the volatility continues to just crush. Now, the market itself is actually pretty smart, because what it's doing is you're seeing the realized volatility just stay really steady and actually get a little bit smaller, while you're seeing the implied volatility staying high and actually starting to rise a little bit. So I think people are starting to understand that we're just about to see a fairly big movement here. And this is why implied volatility, which is the forward-looking volatility, is starting to increase, while the realized volatility, which is what we experience in the price, is actually staying steady, and if not, turning down slightly. We can also see this if we look at the RSI Laguerre with the embedded fractal here. The energy is relatively high right now. It's near 60, which is normally a place where we don't see the price stay in this area for very long before we start to see some movement from it. Again, you can see this high level here was where we consolidated here before we started to see that move. Again, high energy level here before we saw it move. It's not going to predict which way it's going to move. This is why we need to watch the price levels from here. If we're breaking one side or the other, if we're making lower highs, lower lows, then we know that it's breaking to the downside. Otherwise, if we see this breaking above, say like 10,800, this could be a good indication, especially if there's volume for this. Let's watch the volume. The volume is going to be so key towards a good positive breakout to the upside here. Now, what I'm seeing here on Ethereum as the price consolidates underneath this trend line, and this is a little bit of an anomaly here. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to capture a trend line that really represents the majority of these lower highs along the way. And so we do have this sort of artifact, this outlier, which is above everything else. But this trend line does capture the greatest number of lower highs along the way. So this is what I'm going to focus on right now. But obviously, from a price perspective, breaking out above 368 is going to be important. And this brings up something that is actually showing on Ripple right now. So Ripple has put in a higher low. So along the way, we're making lower highs and lower lows and lower highs. And then all of a sudden, it plants its foot in the ground around 23 cents and drives up into a new higher high. This is actually a reversal in polarity back up to the upside. This is also a break in the trend line. However you want to draw this, this is a break in the trend line. Descending patterns break to the upside. That's rule number 3 of fractal energy trading. So we do have this breakout from this. Now, whether or not this has the volume to go anywhere, I don't know. But this is this is what I call a trap entry. Because everybody just assumes, oh, okay, here's the next short entry on XRP or Ripple, as most people missed out on this one to the downside. Most people missed out on this one to the downside. Some people caught this one, and everybody's ready for the next one, right? Everybody's ready. You're all primed, you're all pumped, and it's like, man, I keep missing these short entries. I'm going to get the next one. And this is when it becomes so obvious, right? It's so obvious that everybody can see it by this point. And this is where you start to see short squeezes, because this is where the very patient institutional longs will wait on these types of moves, plant their heel down and push really hard. And this gets the shorts to squeeze, and it causes the explosion. Now, if that is actually happening, we should see some serious volume from that happening. So far, it ain't there. So this is what I call the trap entry, because it traps people on the wrong side of the price. They have to exit at great pain. And normally that is seen through volume and is seen through very urgent price action from people scrambling to get out on the wrong side of the price. Not seeing that yet, but what we may see soon is something like that happening, like Ethereum would show a break above 370 on really good volume. As it breaks this trend line, it breaks into a new high, plants that higher low down here, and then makes a higher high, and then catches the shorts off guard. That's what has to happen to get a reversal here. Now, as to whether or not it's going to stick, watch the volume from that. I don't have any trades today. I don't really like anything. I just like the setups from a lot of these running into traps. So be aware of these potential trap entries, especially on some of the better top 10 coins. That's it for today's report. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow.